Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, life keeps pulling you back into the same struggles? Have you ever dreamed of finding a miraculous solution, something ancient, sacred, and powerful enough to break the cycle? Welcome back to the channel, friends. It's a joy to have you here again. This video explores a fascinating and deeply mystical question. Can a mysterious formula, a medicine passed down from the heavenly realms, truly change your destiny? This isn't about fantasy or superstition. It's about ancient teachings, hidden wisdom, and the real stories of people who've encountered this so-called heavenly medicine. This is about a deeper layer of healing, not only for the body, but for the soul, for karma, and for the cycles that keep repeating in our lives. In this video, I will share the story behind this mysterious medicine. We'll discuss what it really means to change fate, and how, sometimes, the answer you've been searching for arrives not in scientific packaging, but in spiritual readiness. Let's begin. The concept of heavenly medicine dates back thousands of years. Across cultures, it is said that when the karmic burden of humanity becomes too great, when suffering reaches its peak, the divine sends down guidance not through grand announcements, but through whispers, visions, or mysterious encounters. One such story begins with a monk who lived in seclusion in the mountains. Known for his deep meditation and self-discipline, he rarely spoke and rarely traveled. One night, during a thunderstorm, a traveler arrived at his door soaked, exhausted, and desperate. The traveler had a story. His family was cursed. Every generation, the monk died young. His father at 37, his grandfather at 35, his brother at 33. He was now 31. He had tried everything: modern medicine, prayers, fortune tellers. Nothing helped. In a dream, a voice told him to seek a certain mountain, and the monk who lived there. The monk listened, and, without a word, handed him a piece of ancient paper. It had a formula written in old script. Take this for 7 days. But before you do, purify your heart, release your hatred. He commands, let go. The traveler followed the instructions, and he lived. He lived not just longer, but more peacefully. Now, you might say, that's just a story. And yes, it is a story. But stories have power because they point to deeper truths. What if the medicine isn't just physical? What if it's symbolic of something greater? Let's explore what heavenly medicine really means. Esther Shawan once said, the true cure must touch 3 levels of body, mind, and karma. Whilst modern medicine touches only the body, therapy may reach the mind, but karma, the deep patterns we carry from past lives, ancestral lines, and past traumas, means something more. This is where spiritual medicine comes in. It may come as a chant, a mantra, a teaching, or even an actual herbal formula passed through generations, but its power does not lie in the ingredients. It lies in the intention, devotion, and alignment of the person receiving it. One woman, battling depression for over a decade, heard about this so-called heavenly formula. She was skeptical, but desperate. She approached a Dharma teacher who gave her the same instruction. Before taking the medicine, she must sit for 3 days in silence, reflect on her past actions, write letters of forgiveness, and chant every morning. She did it, and by the time she took the formula, she said, I already felt lighter. The transformation didn't come from the herbs. It came from what they represented: a gateway to self-responsibility and spiritual awakening. So what does it mean to change fate? In Buddhist terms, fate is not fixed. It is shaped by karma and cause and effect, action and consequence. But karma is not a prison. It is a lesson. And every lesson, when fully learned, loses its power to bind you. A heavenly medicine, then, is not a shortcut. It is a catalyst. It reminds us that healing is possible, that change is possible, that with the right mindset, the right heart, and the right conditions, even the deepest karmic imprints can be dissolved. But here's the catch. Not everyone is ready. That's why such teachings are said to be for the destined. The destined are not specials, they are prepared. They are the ones who have suffered enough to become humble, who have questioned enough to become open, who have loved enough to become brave. And often, before the medicine arrives, the trials increase. One man shared that before he received this teaching, everything in his life collapsed. His job, his marriage, his health. It was only in total surrender that he became open to something deeper. And then, the teacher came. So, what about you? Are you waiting for a miracle, a sign, a cure? Ask yourself. Have you taken full responsibility for your past? Are you willing to sit with your pain without running? Are you ready to forgive and not just others, but yourself? Are you open to healing that doesn't look like what you expected? Because the real medicine often comes disguised as silence, as waiting, as hardship. And when it finally appears, you'll know. Not with your mind, but with your heart. It will feel like remembering something ancient, something already inside you. Esther Chalon said, true healing feels like a homecoming. Let's address the modern mind's skepticism. How can a formula possibly erase karma? It doesn't. It invites you to engage with your karma consciously. The act of preparing the medicine, whether it's a tea, a chant, or a prayer, forces you to slow down, reflect, listen, honor your body and your life. That alone changes your vibration, and as your vibration changes, your destiny shifts. Let me leave you with this final story. Young woman carried shame for years over an abortion she had in her 20s. No one knew what she did. It haunted her relationships, her sleep, or heart. One day, during a retreat, she received a ritual, a spiritual medicine designed to purify past karmic ties. It involved a chant, an offering, and a private confession to a sacred fire. She said the moment she placed her handwritten in sorrow into the flames, you wept like never before. She said, I didn't feel healed. I felt seen. And that was the beginning. Because before healing comes truth, and before truth comes readiness. So if you are watching this, and something stirs inside you of the memory, a pain, a desire to release, maybe this message was meant for you. Maybe you are among the destined. Not because of luck, but because your soul is finally ready to stop surviving and start awakening. This video resonated with you. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with your thoughts or your story. And if you feel called to share this with someone who needs it, please do. Because you never know who's waiting for their miracle. And sometimes, that miracle is simply a message that says, you are not alone. Thank you for watching this video.